Hi everyone, welcome back to the Sports Breakdown once again. So I'll send the link if anyone wants to join. So terrible for Sri Lankan fans like me. I think it's devastating to see this loss from Sri Lanka. I do not know, but it was a classic match at Christchurch. We have Richik joining us here. Richik, how are you doing?
I'm fine, Pawan. I know it's a very sad and very unfortunate for Sri Lanka, but yeah, good for India. Whatever it is, yeah, it's fine for me. All right.
Yeah, I think Rohan says classic game at Christchurch to show Test cricket at its best. Williamson cool in chase, but missed chances prove costly for Sri Lanka. Yeah, we'll be analyzing on the missed chances. Yeah, there is a lot for Sri Lanka cricket to obviously improve on. I think. I think Williamson really annoyed the hell out of Sri Lanka. I think mainly, I think more than Williamson, I think it's this Dariel Mitchell who actually annoy the hell out of Sri Lanka. But yeah, we'll analyze the match. So I'll analyze a bit on the Sri Lanka versus New Zealand, and then we'll come to India versus Australia. I'll get into you, Richik, then on to India versus Australia. Yeah. All right. Talking about the Sri Lanka versus New Zealand. So first innings, I think 355. I think was a good score. I think I don't know. Maybe they could have got 400. I think from Sri Lanka. I think could have done better. I think today. Yeah, I think Kusan Mendes played well. I think in the first day, 87 of 83, 16 fours, played a good innings. Matthews played well. Dimuth played well. DDS played well. Yeah, and they were all out for 355. Maybe 400 would have been better. But yeah, I think Sri Lanka did what they can. Um, and then quick analysis on the bowling. Yeah, New Zealand, I think Saudi did well. Picked up 5 wickets. Matt Henry picked up 4 wickets. Bracewell picked up 1 wicket. So yeah, I think 400 would have been very good for Sri Lanka, but unfortunately they couldn't get. But really annoyed with the New Zealand first innings. I think New Zealand were maybe 290 for 8, 188 for 6, and giving 373 over there, I think was just terrible from Sri Lanka. And that's, I think, where Sri Lanka lost the test match because if we got the lead around 100, 150, I think that would have been very useful for Sri Lanka. I think Dariel Mitchell got 102, Tom Latham 67. So Matt Henry 72 really annoyed the hell out of Sri Lanka. I think poor captaincy, as I said from Dimuth, I think poor captaincy. I think Dhananjay De Silva obviously bowling when New Zealand, Sri Lanka were leading by 150. Poor tactics. And that's why I said I'm saying I think right now I think Dimuth should be sacked as Sri Lanka captain. I think this is unacceptable. What he has been captaining. I don't care. 2 years he's been captaining. Now it's enough of Dimuth. I think it's time for a new captain in this Sri Lankan team because no intent from Sri Lanka, poor tactics, just gave away the lead for New Zealand. It's unacceptable, I think, and that's where we lost the game, I think, from the first innings lead because, anyways, New Zealand are good whenever it comes to the first innings lead. Then, yeah, Dimuth was just too poor. I suggest a few captains. I think either Chandimal or I think mostly I think Dhananjay De Silva should captain the Sri Lankan Test team. Maybe even in the next test, I think it's better to bring him in, or even in the Ireland series coming up. So I think Dimuth, it's time for him to step down. Asita bowled really well. I think that's a positive. I think for Sri Lanka, I think Asita Fernando, both the innings he bowled really well, especially the second innings. When we come to the second innings, 4 wickets in the first innings and then 3 wickets in the second really brought Sri Lanka to the game. I think Lahiru Kumara did what he can. Very impressed with Lahiru Kumara. I think he put his hats off out and did what he can. Rajitha very disappointed. This is where the climax changed, especially DDS and Kasun Rajitha, the way that they bowl, and Prabhat Jayasuriya. First innings was very disappointing from him also, and even the second innings, poor captaincy from Dimuth, obviously persisting him for about 15 to 16 overs. Coming to Sri Lanka, 302 all out. I think Matthews did well. Obviously, the 100, he did really, really well in that test match. But I think still, I think Sri Lanka should have got a 300 plus lead. There is no excuse. They got 285. If they got 300, 325, as I said, there's no chance New Zealand would have won that match. Plus, it would have, if not for rain also, I think if Sri Lanka got 325, 350, Sri Lanka would have won the match basically. 2 wickets only they won by New Zealand. 325, 325 at least if they got. I think Sri Lanka would have won the test match. So they basically killed the game in the second innings. I mean, first innings, basically that lead, which cost that. I think can't blame much about Sri Lanka's batting. I think maybe 15 runs over here, but I really can't blame the batting. It's just poor tactics from Dimuth Karunaratne, and the bowlers at times bowl some ridiculous lengths which we cannot accept. But yeah, and I think Matt Henry bowled really well. His second spell did well, 3 for 71, 26 overs. Did a good job. Blake Tickner picked up 4 wickets. Saudi picked up 2 wickets. Did well. And then New Zealand. The second innings. Coming to you, Richik, your thoughts about Kane Williamson's innings, especially 121. I just wanted to analyze a bit by myself the first 3 innings so that the video can go quickly. But your thoughts about Kane Williamson's innings?
I mean, he, of course, whenever Kane is in trouble, he played the key innings. And we know that though he's not the captain, but he's still the best there. He's the all-time leading run getter in Test match right now. And yeah, I mean, he played a fantastic and heroic innings. So if he didn't stay till the end and if he got out, if Viper doesn't drop that catch, I think New Zealand should have been losing that match and Sri Lanka should have been win this match. So yeah, I mean, he, he's still there till then. That's why he doesn't win this match. Otherwise, Sri Lanka should have been win this match.
Yeah, I think this is the thing that I'm saying about Niroshan Dikwala, that catch when Williamson was on 33. You can't miss catches like that. When you get a golden opportunity like that to get Williamson out, this is Kane Williamson. That's what I'm saying. I've stressed out in the banner also. This is Kane Williamson. If it was any other batsman in this New Zealand team, it's okay. But this is the main batsman right now, Kane Williamson. You drop a catch like that and you cost the match also. So I think better this thing.
We
Yeah,
know
Richard, yeah.
catches, but this is catches cause the match, cause the catch, and cause the match also.
Zane here says New Zealand first innings lead costed us the whole match. Momentum shifted all the way towards New Zealand. I agree on that, Zane, but I think Sri Lanka could have easily come back still. I think even though I think maybe 15 runs, 20 runs, if Sri Lanka got Richik, I think Sri Lanka would have, I think second innings wise, if they got 300,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
325. I think 325 they put the target to New Zealand, 315, 325. I think then Sri Lanka had a very good chance of winning this test
Mm.
match. But yeah, I think can't blame the Sri Lankan batting much. I think it's the bowling, I think, mainly that costed Sri Lanka the match, I think, and poor captaincy. Mainly, I think it's the poor captaincy from Dimuth. I think the intent that he showed that costed the match. Zain
Mm.
here says, you don't drop world-class players, hence proved why. Yeah, I agree, because that drop from Dickwell only costed the match. I think again, I said, talking about the second innings, Dimuth persisting on Prabhat Jayasuriya. This Asith Fernando only bowled 19 overs, 3 for 63. You should have just gone to Asith Fernando much earlier than persisting about 15, 16 overs of Prabhat. Prabhat picked up 2 wickets. Yes, I know that. Bowling him for 15 overs straight, nothing was happening. Nothing was happening on that turn. I do not know what Dimuth was doing there. That's why I'm saying very poor captaincy from Dimuth Karunaratne, because Asita Kumara bowled very well in the second innings. Even Rajit, I think, even though he did well in this early spell, I think he did well. So that's what I'm saying. Sri Lanka could have done a better job. Richik, you think it's time for Dimuth to be sacked as captain, do you think, and better see a new captain because of the tactics?
Yeah, I think you are right, Pawan. I also look. We know Dino is doing very well or not, but after this test, I think they should change their captain and should bring DDS as their new captain. I should also agree with this. I know Dimuth is
Yeah,
a
because
very
I
good
think,
player. He
yeah, I think
is doing
DDS
very
is.
well. But now the time is changed. Now he should be removed and should bring BDS as captain, new captain.
Yeah, because I think DDS has a good IQ as well. We saw in the Bangladesh Test match also, he did very well when he was standing captain, I think also. So that's why I also feel like it's time if they change captaincy right now. Now, anyways, it's over for Sri Lanka. The WTC is time to go for a new approach. I think Dhananjay De Silva is a good captain, I would feel. And yeah, I think Dimuth will still stay in the team, no doubt about that. He's one of the best openers. There is no doubt Dimuth's place is definitely secured until he retires. But as captain, I think it's time, I think, for Dimuth to step down, give Dhananjay the captain, and we'll see how it goes. Dimuth can obviously give advice. There's Matthews as a former captain. Jantimal is there. So there are senior players. So I think they'll help Dhananjay De Silva very
Yeah.
well. Zain here says we could have easily had a lead of 50 or 60, but bowling shot to Matt Henry at Wagner when the ball is still swinging and seeming easy runs through top edges. Yeah, I agree. I think mainly, I think going to DDS mainly, I think as bowling option, that was very poor captaincy from Dimuth, especially when the tail enders, you should go to the fast bowlers and obviously try to get wickets. But then at one end you go to a spinner and the other end you go to a fast bowler and nothing was working out for Sri Lanka. Your thoughts, Richie, on that first innings where New Zealand capitalized, especially that Matt Henry innings where Sri Lanka got wrong?
Yeah, I mean, then Darren Mitchell also got 100 also. That's why. So otherwise, you know, if New Zealand at once they are in trouble. 5 wickets of 170 or something else they're in trouble. But I think that Henry makes a partnership their turning point of the match. I think total turning point of the match. Otherwise, New Zealand should be allowed less than 350 at least.
Yeah, I agree. That's the thing. I think the bowling wise to Matt Henry was very poor. He played really well against spin and then brought in Kasun Rajitha where he got hammered. I think 4-4, 6-6-4. I think 5 boundaries in the over in that Rajitha over. Then DDS he played 2 sixes, I think, in a row. So that's where I think that match changed towards New Zealand. The momentum shifted, as Zain said, was right the first innings, because New Zealand
Hmm.
got the lead. It was very difficult for Sri Lanka to come back, even though 285 was the target. If not for rain today, I think New Zealand could have maybe not been so under pressure so much, because they had 275 to get in 52 overs, and that was like ODI match probably for New Zealand to play, and they were under pressure, which is why they lost many wickets. So that's why I said maybe 325, 350 would have been really really good for Sri Lanka right now. Direct here says unlucky Sri Lanka. Yes, I agree with you. Asita should have been used more. I agree. That's what I pointed out. I think earlier was, I think Asita should have bowled more overs. I think he bowled really well. Your thoughts about Asita Fernando or Richik, especially towards the end, second innings?
I mean, he bowled very well, but in under pressure, I think he got nervous because he bowled very, very well. But at the end, yeah, coming to day five, I think he got little bit nervous or not. He got confused. That's why. Otherwise, he bowled very well. I think he one of the standout bowlers in this test match for Sri Lanka. I think.
Hmm. Zain here says, and no attacking field in the second innings. New Zealand batters got runs without even taking risks. We should have made them take risk, and it would have gifted us two few wickets. Yeah, I agree with that. Zain, because especially the fielding placements, not attacking fields, just giving those ones to New Zealand. New Zealand were running twos also at the end. Didn't keep the field closer, especially when the tail enders were batting. They felt like New Zealand would have obviously scored runs. But I think mainly, I think the thing is with Kane Williamson. I think you need to give credit to Kane Williamson, obviously, for his approach. I think today, I think. We have Aryan joining us. Aryan, your thoughts of this test match, especially your thoughts on Kane Williamson, especially at the end. I think it was I would feel classic innings. I would feel chasing like ODI team, and New Zealand somehow managed to scrape it through. Your thoughts?
I think Sri Lanka are a bit unlucky, but catches win matches. It's a cliche, but yeah, you needed to take that catch on 30 odd when he edged one and Dick Weller dropped it. But even after that, they got dashboard basically. If you see, Mitchell just took it away. It was not Williamson, I would say. He just held the fort. He played a typical Williamson innings like he does, but the game changer was Daryl Mitchell
Hmm.
because he scored so fast. Because if someone had to play fast to chase these many runs in a session, and they should have got Mitchell a bit earlier. But yeah, Sri Lanka missed a great opportunity to win a test match. They had dominated for the 4 days, but some tactical errors and some, miss fumbles cost them the game. They need to, they're obviously out of the game now for the World Test Championship, and yeah, they need to prepare for the next cycle, I guess. That's only the thing they can
Yeah,
do.
I agree. I think especially I think Sri Lanka, I think conceding the lead in the first innings, I think actually costed them. If not for that first innings lead, if they had the lead, Sri Lanka, I think they would have possibly won the test match if they had that 50 or 60 run lead. But yeah, I think credit
Mm.
should go to Matt Henry, obviously, with his innings, I think. So yeah, let's forget about that. Let's move on to India versus Australia now. I think we spoke enough about Sri Lanka versus New Zealand. Aryan, your thoughts, especially India reaching the WTC final, winning the Border Gavaskar Trophy 2-1. Your thoughts about India, how they've done?
Good series. We started off like a bullet train, smashed them in the first two test matches. But Australia learned. They put the broom away, which was good in the third test and away from the sweep shots. And it was good that Australia came back towards the end. They improved. And then a draw, I think, was on the cards because of the pitch. But again, seeing these two teams worthy of a place in the final, played well throughout the cycle. And Usman Khaja, Akshar Patel was the man of the series. I don't know why
No,
Ashwin
it was
and
Ashwin. Ashwin was the
Ashwin.
man of the series.
No,
Ashwin and Jadeja, I think. It was
I was
both
saying he
shared by
should have
Ashwin
been.
and Jadeja.
I'm saying he should have been the man of the series, Akshar Patel for me,
Oh,
even
okay.
if because he was the game changer. In Delhi Test, if he was not there, India would have been collapsing on all those occasions when the top order didn't perform. So yeah, two man of the series. I've never seen that, but yeah, they gave it. So yeah.
Hmm, very true. Coming back to you, Richik, your thoughts, especially about Ashwin's spell first innings, because I think Australia were frustrating Indian bowlers. I think in the first innings, nothing was happening on the pitch. I think Ashwin had to create chances somehow, and I think the sweep shots of Australia were a bit poor towards the end, which is where Ashwin capitalized. So, your thoughts about Ashwin's bowling in the first innings, especially getting 6 wickets, because it's not an easy track to get. It was a flat track, not easy to get wickets, especially in the first innings.
So I think Ashwin bowled very well. I mean, what others for the trial then this, but I think if Ashwin doesn't got 6 wickets, I think Australia would have been 500 plus. I mean, credit goes to Ashwin. He got 6 wickets. That's why I think Australia scored 480. Otherwise, they should be scored more than maybe 500, maybe 550 or something else. And credit
Yeah.
goes to Ashwin. He got very, very bad. And for the very well, and in the last match, especially, I was Mudra very bowled and those 6 wickets he bowled exceptionally very well and very difficult with very batting very much suitable.
Yeah, very true. And Aryan, coming to you, I think Kohli, I think after a long time, we saw him getting his 28th Test century after 3 years, 3 months. I think all the Indian fans were hoping for Kohli to get a Test century. It's good to see him getting a Test century before the WTC. And also, credit should go to Shubman Gill. I think Shubman Gill only started that. I think a great partnership. I think with Rohit Sharma, he had a good partnership. Then with Pujara, and then with Kohli as well. So credit should go to both of them. Your thoughts, especially on Kohli's century, and then thoughts on Gill as well, both of them.
Kohli just looked good, and he knew if I'm not scoring on this pitch, I'm not scoring anywhere else. This he applied himself well, and that's why we say trust your defense. He did that. Handscomb did that. He was successful. So you need to trust your defense in Indian conditions, and he did that. And typical Kohli innings, ones and twos are the base of his innings when he plays well. And yeah, 517 minutes, 360 plus balls. So yeah, but
Yeah.
the tail should have supported him a lot better. Ashwin could have stayed there for a while, and he could have got his double easily. So yeah, that's the only thing I would say. But India, once India took that lead, it was always heading towards a draw. It looked like a draw. We were talking about a draw, and it was a draw. So yeah, it was a good series, contested well. but I would have liked some more fight from Australia in the first two tests. That's the
Hmm.
only thing.
Yeah, I think Steve Smith, I think, did some good plans, I think, especially to prevent Kohli's double century, especially with his fielding tactics, which didn't allow, obviously, Kohli to score easy runs, especially the ones, I think. And I think the fielding tactics of Smith was good. I think perhaps Smith was a good captain, better captain than Cummins, actually, when we see this test series, Aryan, especially with his tactics. Really impressed with how he set up the field, the bowling rotations. I think he did much of a better job than Cummins. And then when Stark came back, also I think the team was a bit balanced as well. I think Cummins, when it comes to home tests, yes, I think he is a good captain. But when it comes to these sort of matches, I think it's very tricky for a captain like him to captain. And I think Smith does have that experience to obviously captain this team, since he has captained Australia in the past.
Uh-huh. Agreed, agreed. Yeah.
Yeah, but yes, I think coming back, Ritik, yeah, okay, let's. Yeah, I think second innings wise, I think Australia just battled for a draw. And yeah, well done for them. Ritik, your thoughts of Shreyas Iyer injury, especially? I think that's a bit of a blow. I think I'm not sure whether he'll be ruled out of
He's out
IPL at
for
least.
he's out for at least the start of the IPL. That's what we can say.
About
The
ODIs, he will
previous
be not available for IPL. So it's a big blow for KKR.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think Nitish Rana might captain KKR, right? If Shreyas Iyer is out,
Yeah,
Ritik.
Maybe Nitish
yeah,
Rana, maybe Neil Narayan, maybe Russell. Who knows? Who's going?
yeah. At least experience friend needed, not Nitish. I don't believe. I know he's done for Delhi in domestic cricket, but let's see what happens.
Hmm. Yeah, I
Hmm.
think it's a big blow. I think, but coming to the WTC final, Aryan. So I think, yeah, well done to India. Anyways, India and Australia facing each other off in the WTC final. Do you see any change to the playing 11, especially heading to the WTC if
One
Shreyas
spinner,
Iyer is out,
one
especially?
spinner. Ashwin goes out, Jadeja comes in, or whoever they prefer, and then four fast bowlers. Basically, Umesh Yadav, maybe Shami, maybe Siraj, and one more. Who knows? It
Do
depends
you
on the
think Case Bharat will be dropped? Do you think, especially with his catching, his keeping wise was
no.
not that great? Do you think they'll stick with Case Bharat, or will they bring in a KL Rahul to this test team perhaps?
Might go
So,
left field, bring Ishan Kishan. All depends on
Hmm.
how well he's how much game time he gets during IPL, because anyway Saha is going to play, so my Bharat might be keeping with the red ball. He might be practicing in IPL. Who knows? So yeah,
hmm.
anyways, he's not going to play during the IPL. Saha is going to keep for the Gujarat. So yeah, he was a bit sloppy, but well, it's hard for keepers in India, anyways. So Bharat, look, but he's under the scanner, that's for sure. He needs to improve. Yeah,
Hmm. Richik, in case if Shreyas Iyer is opted out, I mean, if he's ruled out of the WTC final, who do you think will replace Shreyas Iyer in the squad? Do you think there is options? I think obviously there is. We maybe they could go for Ishan Kishan. Surya is there. Hardik Pandya is in the bench. Perhaps he's good in English conditions. Could be opted in. So who do you think will be that replacement if Shreyas Iyer is out of the WTC final?
It, it depends upon IPL. Look, when the first day started, Surya Kumar Yadav played events for so many runs. But let's see what the team management will say. Let's see what BCCI will decide. I don't know. I'm going for either Sky or maybe Hardik. Maybe. I'm not sure. But let's see what happens. What the board decides.
Hmm, very true. So Aryan, you think they'll go with four seamers and one spinner perhaps for the WTC final, right?
it's
For
oval,
India.
so it is it is oval, and Ayush is here. He's let him in. Well, what ID is entered? Cam Green fraud. Cam Green hasn't done a fraud. He's done a good thing to the Ambanis, man. He's performed for them now. They are confident of him, getting good runs in the IPL. Just get him in, otherwise he'll keep messaging. Pawan is buffering.
Hmm.
All right, sorry for that.
You
Yeah,
you were buffering. You were buffering.
yeah, I just lost connection over there. Yeah, we got Ayush over here.
So
Uh,
Pawan, congrats on the victory today for Sri Lanka. What the hell, man? You always lose matches like this. Be it versus England, Nuwan Pradeep, be it now.
what?
You always lose matches like this, yeah, in the last over. Oh, sorry, last one you won. Sorry, what am I saying? But thank you, Pawan. I heard that you are a big fan of Dick Vella.
Oh yeah, everyone's a fan of him. What?
Anyways, can't help. We can't help. I mean, New Zealand played well. Williamson, we have to give the
To
credit
be
to
honest,
him. So
actually, when I saw him first, he was actually a good player. I remember I used to like his batting, you know, and he was a very this thing. He was a character as well. Yeah, he used to. I remember his fight with Shami.
Shami, be it best or root, he jumped
Ah,
everyone.
yeah,
Well,
the best one was a bit fun, but Shami won. But yeah, I don't know what happened to him. But yeah, you guys discussing about Shreyas Iyer. What can I do, man? He's out of. I think we have to get captained by Rinku Singh now for the first half of the IPL. That is what is left for us.
so you think Nikhil Rana will be captain of if Shreyas Iyer is absent,
I
or
don't know,
what
man.
will
There,
happen?
how about a
there's only
left-handed?
one
Make
captaincy
Tim Southee the
candidate.
captain.
That is
Make Tim
Sunil
Southee
Narine.
the captain because he's
Sunil
already
Narine.
captain in New Zealand. So
No,
make Tim.
no, 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 no. See, Tim Southee's spot isn't even guaranteed in the team.
I know. I mean, there'll be a Nitish Rana, Indian captain. Obviously, they
No, no.
want
I
to.
think I think it will be Sunil Narine because Narine
Ah,
has captained
Narayan
other
or
North
Rana. That
Chinese
was
team
that
also.
was. That was
In
But
IIT 20 or Abu Dhabi that's
But
winning.
Ayush, isn't like a four overseas side, like you have Russell, Narine, Gurbas, and
so
perhaps
Russell
Ferguson will start
Narine.
hiding.
Gurbaz
So
and
many
Lockyer or Saudi. One of those. Lockyer or
Now,
Saudi.
Wallachia Saudi and you have Gurbas to open.
Yeah.
That we can see. But
Overseas is sorted.
but anyways, tell me something honestly, guys. Did you enjoy the series as a cricket, not a
Nah,
cricket,
I mean,
not as a
I was happy
not as an
Australia
Indian
came back.
fan? For the quality of cricket, did you enjoy the series?
I was happy Australia came back in the third test, but the quality of the series, I hated the pitches in the first two tests.
Yeah,
I
मजा
didn't
नहीं
like.
आया मतलब
Wasn't
wasn't
it wasn't BGT in Australia,
yeah.
games good, and we are playing five tests in 2024. No, which year are we going now? 23,
Hmm.
25. I think 25 we are.
Although Australia did fight, if you remember, one thing is that if you compare to the last BGT in India 2017, so I'm not comparing it to 21 also because that can't be beaten. 2017 there was a lot of controversies, aggression, Virat Kohli
Yeah,
Smith.
yeah. But
Those
it is
were-
fully captaincy now. It's Rohit Sharma
But you
playing.
also had decent matches. I remember the draw was okay. It was more.
Bangalore was great.
Hmm.
Bangalore was great.
But
Yeah.
here you did win. You did have okay. Australia did fight, but I don't know. I don't know why don't they make the normal Indian track here where it spins? Either you make Pakistani
They
roads
tried, nah.
or you
They tried,
make
but the pitch responded or opposite to what they thought. It
no. What
responded.
what did they try? That is a way they see when you water the pitch so much before the match, na, it tends to hold a lot.
Yeah,
Really, you don't. It held a lot and it did not break. Only day 3, 4 should have broken. नहीं तो you should have at least had some bounce on the wicket. Nothing. It was a dead track. I mean, very very disappointing.
Hmm.
And again, although people did play, and I'm telling you, even if England played this match, na, they would have taken the result even from this also. The last phase in day 4 where India, uh, I'm telling you, England would have played such aggressively, they would have declared on day 4 T or before T. But yeah, Pawan.
Yeah,
So
I agree
Pawan,
on that.
where
I
did
think
where did you? But honestly,
yes.
well fought to Sri Lanka also. I mean, no, I never expected them to this thing. And New Zealand is truly missing Trent Bolt, man. I mean, you can see that.
Yeah, I agree. I said that on the first day itself. I think they're missing Trent Bolt badly, and I think Tickner is not that of a great bowler. I think
Although
even though
he
he
took
got four
4
wickets in the
wickets,
second innings,
but he's
still
not
I
that
think he's not
threatening.
that consistent with his lines.
Yeah, he's not that threatening as a bowler.
That's the thing. I think they are missing Bolt really badly. I think right now,
Hmm.
but I think South is still bowled really well. I think in both innings, Yeah, I think Dariel Mitchell was the player who took, I think, Sri Lanka away. As Aryan also mentioned, I think both innings he scored well. Sri Lanka couldn't find to get wickets also. I think during phases, I think Sri Lanka did badly. I think that's where it costed the match. I think if they didn't concede the lead, I think Sri Lanka possibly would have won even the test match with how things
That
went. But
though we know.
it depends though.
You are saying if they didn't, that though is the way of test matches, na? Though that the way of saying that if the other team did not score more, they would have lost. We know na, that is. But I'm saying that one thing is that I think the fast bowlers are pretty good. Be it Lahidu Kumara or this guy Fernando.
Asita Fernando. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that guy also. Vishwa Fernando was also good left arm.
Yeah, but
He was,
Asita
Hmm.
Fernando is very good with the old ball. You know how
yeah.
he executes the
Yeah.
Also,
Yorkers.
where
Yeah,
is Chamira, man? What's happening to Chamira?
injured
He's
calf
still
injury. You
injured.
know,
He's still
calf blew up.
injured. Yeah, I don't
Chamira was in Mumbai
don't know when
Indians,
he'll
no,
come
1 year.
back. I don't think he's fit for
Chamira
the.
wasn't Chamira in Mumbai Indians 1 year.
He was with LSG
Yeah,
now
LSG I know,
last
but
season.
before that I'm saying.
This season he's not in IPL. He's not been sold.
But I think he did very well. I think he did very well. He should have
He
been
did
sold.
well last season. He did okay last season actually.
It was pretty
Yeah,
good.
I don't know why Lucknow just released him. I think they wanted to keep Mayers. I think Kyle Mayers and even one
They
other
have
player. I
Mark
think
Wood
that's what
also,
happened
na?
with LSG.
They have
Yeah,
they have
Chamira was not even Mark Wood's replacement. He was Tuskin Ahmed's replacement because Mark Wood's replacement was Tuskin Ahmed. And when Tuskin Ahmed said no, then they got Chamira in.
Hmm. Markwood, I don't know how he'll perform to this IPL. I don't know why they retained a Markwood and this guy also. I don't know. Even Kyle
So
Mills, I don't know whether
what is
he's that impressive
what
in
no, but what is
2020
wrong?
cricket.
What is wrong with Mark Wood, man? He was 150 clicks. Yeah, he might go for runs, but always your X factor players like that is important. You know, it was good.
Hmm. Hopefully those Reyes Iyer doesn't get out of IPL. Though. I don't know about his
Yeah,
status right
man.
now.
He's
Who
gone for the first half at least with the
But you
man
England.
never
don't say
know.
that?
But you
Hey,
never know
Punjab
still.
Kings, you will anyways get out in the first half of the tournament. Now
We
you
are
want to
not even
play
expecting
Punjab?
anything. We come for TRPs. We come to give the
Yeah,
views and
you will
get
play
out.
two matches badly, and then Preeti Zinta will give three looks from the dugout. Pawan will have a crush on her, and then you will change the captain. You
But
will
the
change
thing right now is we are facing ECB is not giving clearance to fucking Bairstow and something is happening with
they,
him.
ECB is sensible. They don't want to
Ah,
spoil. They don't want to spoil the careers of Besto and Karan or whatever. Very sensible they are.
Maybe. Let's see.
I
Sensible.
don't know who will
Punjab.
replace Bairstow, by the way. They're saying some replacement for him. I can't remember.
Maybe
For
even
Bairstow.
Matthew Shot if he comes in, that will be good. He gives us
So,
bowling.
Ah,
but
yeah, Darcy
EC,
Short,
you see,
yes.
ECB is not allowing Besto to play in the IPL.
No, the thing is, it's they require clearance from ECB to come now. These
I know,
players
but so ECB is not allowing.
they said he'll be fine by now, but they're saying that we need to monitor for a bit as well. So the franchise is waiting a confirmation from them.
So
Liam Livingston is already in Dubai, so he's coming, and we are hearing that he might come, Johnny Bairstow, because well, he needs the money, so
No,
we paid him.
no, that though with injury, if he's injured, then he anyways gets the money.
Yeah.
Okay, and it is not only him. You know what happens whenever because I'm in the UK, I know I've spoken to county people. Whenever a English player comes, percentage of money goes to the county also.
Yeah.
So it is not
Hmm.
just about Besto. It is about this thing. But
No,
yeah,
but even if he comes, I would still prefer Sikandar Raza over him. He's coming back from.
Arey yaar, what Sikandar Raza, man. Two, three
It's
innings he plays.
But
He
he's
plays.
a utility player. I mean,
Or
there's
don't say PSL because in PSL they are playing video
I'm
games.
not even saying PSL, but to
PSL though,
start
I
off,
honestly
someone
in
needs to start his
PSL,
IPL career. He
PSL if
needs
Rhythm,
chances.
PSL if Rhythm also goes, na, he'll also score 1 run.
I'm not even saying on PSL form. I'm just saying
Hmm.
that he's a utility player. Gives all three
No, he
options.
is. He is obviously he is. But you not over Besto, yeah. Besto is oh my god,
And
man.
Bairstow is coming from an injury. What is the guarantee he'll get off the
No,
blocks?
but injury he's
Hmm.
coming from that. But if he's fit and available, that though when Jadeja was coming from injury, so he bowled well.
But yeah, Bairstow will play. We all know that if he's available,
No,
he
he
gets
should
outside.
also. He should. Who are the four foreigners? Besto,
Bairstow,
Livingston.
Karan, Rabada, or not Rabada, Ellis for the first game, and then Ellis, Karan, Livingston, and
Ah, yeah,
Bairstow.
South African players are missing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, South
Hmm.
African players won't be there
LS is
until
already prepared.
first
He's
or
playing
second
the
match.
one days. So
South
he's playing
African
the one
players.
days.
Who are Delhi's overseas? Warner, the captain.
Warner saw
Our
Powell.
favorite
Who?
Powell is
But
there.
DC,
Nokia
I I think
and
Warren is
Marsh.
captain for sure. I think I don't know.
He
Huh?
is
Marsh,
Nicholas Abe
Warner,
Who
Nokia,
overseas?
Powell.
Mitchell Marsh will play. I think Mitchell Marsh is fit, right? So I
Marsh,
So
think he'll be
Mitchell
there.
Powell,
Marsh will
But if
Abe,
go.
they are,
He will. Mitchell Marsh will play. He will bowl two balls. He'll hold
injured.
it back and he'll fly to Australia.
Same with Jofra Archer. Jofra Archer will
no,
say,
no,
I
I
hit the
don't think
Oh,
that
finish
will
match.
happen
Mumbai
this time.
Indians, they have a team of hospitals, walking hospital beds.
Yeah.
Archer,
They
Bumrah,
are all
Jai
gone.
Richardson,
MI is gone for sure this season. Don't talk about MI.
and
This
Cam
No,
time
Green
they
MI's
won't
also.
losing
bowling
if
is
Cam
they
Green
gone.
score
also.
200 every match. They score 200 every match, then only they win. And that is also not guaranteed. So their
And at
bowling
200
is
also they won't. Who tell me something? Cam Green also is a very big injury candidate. Okay, Jofra Archer
Yeah,
to again
true.
injury candidate. Bumrah to is gone. Jai Richardson is gone.
Behrendorff
You
will
know,
play. No?
Jai Richardson is gone.
now you'll have to
Behrendorff will play.
bring
We
Varun
only have
Aaron.
Behrendorff.
So you can bring Arjun
I
Tendulkar
think
also.
Sandeep Sharma is
Arjun
coming, no,
Tendulkar
to
is getting
Mumbai.
a game this season for sure because no one's there. Everybody is
Man,
injured.
I feel for him though. He has to debut in
Sandeep
Bombay.
will
He'll get
come, I
tonked
think.
badly. He'll get tonked. Although he can get Virat Kohli out because he's left arm. But other than that, I don't know who will get out.
The thing is, yeah.
But anyways, coming to the
Varun
test
Aaron
match,
will go
okay.
to replace.
No, but I'm saying coming to the test
Varun
match,
Aaron will go to replace Prasidh Krishna, I think, for Rajasthan.
who? Varun Aaron. Yeah, Prasidh Krishna is
Yeah, I
also
think
not
he'll
fit.
go and replace Prasidh Krishna for Rajasthan.
Will that
Prasidh
guy
Krishna
play?
is out.
Yeah, will that guy play? What's his name? Mohsin Khan.
Yeah, he is fit and available. He's in the nets, so he's playing.
Mm,
Hmm.
interesting.
Very true.
Nice,
Yeah,
And
a lot
nice.
the
of
Good
jersey
feeling
change
injury
match.
for
crowds.
Wait for the
Yeah,
match between
I
Lucknow
think.
and Gujarat and differentiate between the jerseys. Then that will be a good quiz. Who is who?
Hmm.
Shit jersey, man. The team name isn't even on display. Shit
Yeah,
jersey.
that Lucknow jersey is Delhi's jersey from 2009, man.
Actually, literally.
Yes. But I honestly,
They know
even
to
now,
copy
I
all the
want,
jerseys. I think Lucknow Super Giants. I don't know.
I, I, I want some team to pick Shanaka, man. Some team to pick Shanaka.
He can only come in as a injury replacement. That's the
I
only
think
Yeah,
thing.
but
Dasam
I'm saying
Shanaka
that
might go to CSK. I think perhaps, but
for
They
whom?
haven't
I'm not
announced
sure
for
whether they'll
Jamison
bring
yet.
in
They haven't.
Kotsi,
They haven't
Gerard
announced
Kotsi
for
to
Jamison.
CSK.
But if Jamieson goes, then why would they get in the
Yeah, Kyle
Shanaka?
Jamieson and one other place was out.
Hmm.
I think CSK
No, but,
might go
no,
for Koitzer because he played for the SA20 also, I think, for Johannesburg. So I'm not
Koidze
sure
is
whether
good.
they'll go for
Koidze,
CSK also, this South
Koidze is
African
good.
fast bowler.
What about Ritam's twin brother? Huh? Will they go for Ritam's twin brother?
What? About who?
Ritam's twin brother. You
Who?
don't know who Ritam's twin brother is? Sisanda Magala.
Amgala. Oh, he
Yeah.
if
Ah,
he
that
goes,
guy. I
Honestly,
don't
you
think
put
they'll bring him.
Ritam
No,
on the
they won't
left,
bring him.
Magala on the right,
Magala won't be
no
brought in.
difference. Arey, you put Ritam on the right, Magala on the left, no difference. Honestly, I thought it's Ritam bowling. I know everybody bowls well, yaar. Magala actually is a good bowler. I liked him. I used to wait for the two bowlers, Bartman and Magala. Good bowlers there.
yeah.
Yeah, for
But coming,
SRH, yeah, Eastern
okay,
Cape. Yeah,
coming to the test,
they did okay, I think.
no,
But I
but
don't
I have a
think
question.
IPL
I have
wise,
a,
I'm not sure.
I have a question for both of you. Okay, very very tricky question. Chalo, Kuldeep, sorry, Akshar Patel batted really well in the series. Okay, batted really well. But saying that in the next series, if we have to play a third spinner on flattish tracks, okay, wouldn't have been better if Kuldeep played over Akshar as a
Every day,
spinner?
any day, I will pick
Because
Kuldeep.
although he's getting runs, but yeah, on a decently flattish track, you don't need batting till 9-10, and Kuldeep
Yeah,
can
yeah,
handle
yeah.
it. His
Both.
primary job is to bowl.
You're saying about one days.
No, no. Test matches. I'm saying because we are talking about the test match.
Yeah, that is people are saying if it's a flat track, you need some kind of variety because
Even
wrist
on
will just
a, even on a normal Indian wicket, if you have to bank on Akshar Patel to score
Akshar
runs,
Patel is predictable. That's his biggest thing about his bowling. He has no variation except for angles and constant
he should
speed.
be he should be lucky that he got the Ahmedabad pitch. Because if you
Hmm.
remember, the first test test match, Nadeem played instead of him, and Nadeem played on a flat track, and Nadeem got tonked in 21.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Akshar should be lucky actually, very lucky. He got the good condition.
Yeah, agreed.
But Ashwin is doing well no, right now, I think, for India.
Arey,
Yeah,
Bagla,
maybe
I'm
Kuldeep
not
will
saying
get a chance
Ashwin,
with
Oh,
good capture.
we are anyways talking about Akshar Patel, Pawan. Who's talking about him?
not Ashwin. Yeah, Ashwin was a legend.
Maybe Kuldeep will get a chance, but I don't know. Let's see what happens.
Only will get a chance only if he
I also
doesn't
like
become
if Kuldeep
army.
gets into the team. I mean, but right at home,
Obviously,
especially home conditions.
DC bias you have.
DC bias. Anyways,
DC,
DC.
I don't know, man. This time I don't have that much expectations this time because
Don't
because
keep
Vaughn is also
see
not
if
in
you
good
keep
form that much.
don't
I don't
keep
know his captain
expectations.
though.
That's
Phil
the trick.
Salt. We don't have a keeper.
Learn
Keeper is a
from
doubt.
learn from learn from Aryan. At least you
Hopefully
guys
they get
reach
into the top four
playoffs.
though with
Learn
Vaughn
from
as
Even
Aryan.
captain.
even if we get out of players, we are like okay, we accept
I
his
think
Learn from
risk.
releasing
Aryan.
KS Bharat
Can
was the
happen.
worst mistake.
KS Bharat.
Releasing KS Bharat was the biggest mistake.
Which Don
Yes.
Bradman have you released, man? KS Bharat. That guy boils my blood. Although he batted well. Oh, what is his keeping here? He drops dollies. I mean, you can't tell me that he's the
Uh,
second best keeper. He's
They'll have to get
second best
either
keeper.
Abhishek Poral or
Upendra Yadav.
Upendra
they'll have to get
Yadav,
either
yeah.
Abhishek Poral or Sheldon Jackson. I think of them.
I'm saying if he's dropping
But
this
yeah, I
many
think most likely
catches,
I think Safras
if
might
he's,
keep.
okay,
I think
okay, tell me,
that's
okay,
what
tell me
most of the
something.
sources.
But now tell me something with Bharat's performance. If Ishan Kishan has a wonderful IPL, all different formats, but they get mixed up. Ishan Kishan has a wonderful IPL. Do you play him? Because in the WTC final, because keeping to pace is still simpler than keeping to spin.
Yeah, spin is tough. In India, it's
Yeah.
tough.
So would you play Ishan Kishan for KS Bharat in the
There
WTC?
is a chance because he's under the scanner. To be honest, he's not a short shot right now with his keeping
Hmm.
and the runs he's giving as a batter. You
Also,
can't
even
you
Ishan
can't get
Kishan.
into the side simply based on your keeping skills these days.
Bro, even if you take the keeping skill, what is he doing? Even
Yeah,
if you
that's the thing. He's under the
you
scanner,
say,
and he's
yeah,
not going to get game time during IPL. As
yeah.
simple
So
as that.
no, but although Gujarat has bottom for, he can actually bat at number three. If you see,
But
one place
three is
in the
Williamson now.
no, no,
Opening is
no, no,
Gill and
yeah,
Sahab.
Williamson. But I'm saying one place in the
They
middle
have
order.
Kane Williamson. No.
No, no, I'm saying one place in the middle order, if I'm not wrong, is empty for an Indian spot, which can be either Vijay Shankar. Oh, all legends that do you have for the spot? Vijay Shankar, KS Bharat, and there are only one or two. So maybe Bharat, because I
Oh,
think if
that guy will. Where is that guy then? Sai Sudarshan. He'll also.
Sai Sudarshan, yeah, Sai Sudarshan, he's been churning up the runs. Yeah, you can play him as well. I'm saying you have a spot. KS Bharat, although if I'm not wrong, KS Bharat got paid for 3 crores, na? He got a
Yeah,
good money.
2 point
So,
something crore.
so they must be looking at him in a way. But
In
yeah,
a way,
he seems to
yeah.
be he's okay as a batsman, but not so very
Is
crispy.
Ahmedabad going to produce flatties this time? Pretty much flatties in the IPL.
With
No.
Ahmedabad, it can be anything. You know,
Hmm.
I want it to be good red soil wicket like in the western part it is. You know, we have good bounce.
It is.
And
It was good in the final at least. I mean, Pacers got the movements.
yeah, I want it to be at least a good competitive one. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to Chennai pitch
See,
though. Chennai
Chennai is
pitch.
pretty
Hmm.
much expected what you're going to get. Delhi is also
See,
expected what you're
Bombay,
going to
the,
get.
RCB, again, see, you see, a proper, let's face it, in T20, you like to see batsmen over bowlers
Yeah,
score runs.
actually.
But
But
let's
the
not,
odd
I
game is
hope
okay.
it's,
The odd game is okay. I'm
but
okay
I
with
hope
it.
it is not like PSL where you chase 250 runs, you
No,
score
it
250
never
runs.
happens now because of the ground dimension. It can never happen
Yeah,
in
yeah,
IPL.
exactly. Ground dimensions. And I'm saying, hopefully, it's not that flat. You have some purchase, you leave some
Yeah,
grass.
yeah, yeah. India is good in that. You know, that's why Pakistan said we don't have the materials
We,
to create a good pitch. We don't have soil and all. That's why Pakistan just has Hatoda. the hammer to just bang into the pitch
Bro,
and make
don't
it
say
hard.
this. Even India isn't that good. Even India, remember, if you remember, there was this one match in Guwahati where there was rain,
Oh, they
and
are playing, man. Rajasthan Royals is playing 2 games. One is
and
against
if you
us,
remember,
and
I know
one is
that
against
reminds me.
Delhi.
This year, I feel it is a good year coming for Riyan Parag. I feel Riyan Parag is going to.
He is in form. I mean, his Chacha is in the team, so he's playing all 14 games.
His Chacha,
His relative is somewhere in the team. I know he's in the management, so he gets
bro, but
14 games.
Riyan Parag is smashing in the Guwahati league. Guwahati
GPL.
League.
There is this GPL and there was that GPL.
But form is form. He played well even in Syed Mustaq and Ranji Trophy. He
Hmm.
played well.
He is in form. There's no doubt that he
He's
is
not
in
a.
form. But he
He's
bats
not a.
again. He's the best finisher, he said, of
Yeah,
India.
he's a good player. He's not a bad player. But I don't know if he's IPL level. IPL level is not just about skills, na. Again, some
Very true.
players take time to come off.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but we with the
Yeah,
impact player,
Parag did well, I
I'm
think, in
really
domestic
interested to
cricket
see
also
how this
recently,
impact player
scoring
works.
hundreds and
Yeah,
all.
impact player rules actually I have to go through it once
But
again.
in
I've forgotten.
IPL,
It's like 10 overs. Before 10 overs, nothing can be done, and after 10
Yeah.
overs, any player can be replaced with
That
anyone.
actually solves the problem for a team like Rajasthan who don't have many all. If you remember, Rajasthan's main problem was their
Yeah,
batting at number 7 or 6. Ashwin used to come,
yeah, yeah,
so the
yeah.
batting used to end very abruptly.
Now they
So
have holder now, so
and they have specialists. So
they
yeah, they're older now. But
mm,
if a team doesn't have a lot of specialists, then a lot of all rounders, this rule is good for them.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It is, but the thing is, the teams who have good foreign players, they need to play with 3 overseas first, and then they bring the four.
Yeah.
So you need
So
to
you
pick your overseas accordingly in the
overseas,
11.
so overseas, I think so. If you have 4 overseas, you can't change it, right?
Yeah, you
If you
have
have
to
three
have three.
overseas,
That's what I'm saying. Start with three, bring in the fourth. That's the rule.
you can do.
Hmm.
Maybe you
Maybe.
have for KKR,
mm, very true.
you
Yeah.
KKR, you
So,
bat
guys,
with
we'll end it over there then.
on a
Okay.
what?
कहता
Yeah.
end कर रहे हैं.
All
Okay.
right.
टाटा.
Thanks, Aryan and
Okay,
Ayush, for
okay, okay. See you, Papa.
India versus Australia WTC final. Let's see what happened over there. So yeah, guys, exciting over there. So let's see what happens in the WTC final this time around. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Please do subscribe to Sports Breakdown, like, comment, and share. Yeah, let's see what happens, guys. Congratulations, New Zealand, first of all, for winning that test, and then India versus Australia WTC final. Well done to both the teams. They both did well. So we'll end it over there. Please do subscribe the Sports Breakdown, like, comment, and share. We'll be coming in the next video. Thank you so much.